I'm Bily Foster, and I'm that iPad guy. Called that because I've almost always got an iPad with me, and in some cases, two. Today we're talking iPad mini. Okay, here is where I put my fanboy hat on, and I'm going to hate every minute of it. This is obviously the iPad mini. And it's so freaking nice. It's so light. I mean, like Kindle light, not Kindle Fire tablet light, eReader Kindle light. This is actually more along the lines of what I expected from the original iPad. I'm trying to come up with the words to really describe how light and yet solid this feels. I haven't had it long enough to put the battery through its paces, but I've been using it off and on all day so far, and I'm at 47%. And from what I've read, people are getting better than the 10 hours Apple states on their website. Now, what it isn't exactly pocket friendly. Well, it's kind of pocket friendly. I guess it really depends on the pocket. It actually does fit in the front pockets of most of the shorts that I wear. However, if I have to get dressed up, it doesn't fit into the pants pocket. Worst case, it does fit into the back pant pocket, but I'd be worried about forgetting it's back there and sitting on it. It also isn't a Retina display. If you're coming from an original iPad, an iPad 2, or no iPad at all, you won't really notice. But the screen's nice and crisp for its size, and at the standard distance, I actually worked on this script while in the car out and about today, and it was very comfortable. I didn't start to really notice the pixels until I put the screen about 6 to 8 inches away from my face. It's got about 163 pixels per inch, which I say is about the same pixel density of a 27-inch iMac, which is much better than the average 72 pixels per inch. Apple really did make a 7-inch tablet for all intents and purposes. It is about the same height as the Nexus 7, but because of the aspect ratio, you get the 7.9 versus the 7, and that's what makes it not quite pocket-friendly size. Now, it could potentially fit in a jacket pocket, but living in Phoenix, Arizona, I don't often wear a jacket out. The amazing thing is how they've been able to engineer all the power of an iPad 2 into this tighter form factor. Aside from its size, it's really just an iPad, which of course means that you have access to the complete library of iPad apps just on a nice, tighter screen. I also haven't had a chance to really put the processor through its paces with any hardcore processing, but I haven't experienced any lag in anything that I've done with it so far. The cameras work great. Both the front and back cameras give me good shots, and it's nice to finally have a decent front-facing camera for those great check-in shots. For the average person who's looking for an iPad, I say hold out for a few weeks and get the cellular option. That way you also get the GPS. If you're looking for a tablet this holiday season, Apple just made your choice a little bit harder. It would have been much harder choice if the price was closer to that of the Nexus 7, but there's no denying the build quality of this bad boy. It makes me wonder why even bother with other devices sometimes. One of the biggest and hardest changes is going to be dealing with this cable connection change. Of course, if this is your first iOS device, this won't be an issue, but I have charging cables throughout the house and spares in my office, in bags and cars, just about everywhere, built by collecting iPods and iOS devices throughout the years. And we all knew it had to happen at some point in time, but I'm already feeling the pinch of only having one lightning cable. This is something that will work itself out over the next year or so, as I'm anticipating getting the next iPhone and I'm sure next year's iPad. Which brings me to the question, what will they need to put into next year's iPad to make it feel like a real upgrade? We'll just have to wait and see. Maybe we'll get stereo speakers like the iPad mini has, or maybe finally a flash for the camera. Regardless, I'll be watching with anticipation. The iPad mini might be priced higher than expected, but the device reflects every penny that's put into it. So that wraps up another episode of That iPad Guy. Thanks again for watching. Be sure to like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, circle me on Google+, and visit thatipadguy.com to subscribe. See you next time!
Did I do that?